Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Always.
Awesome. So today we're heading to ancient Egypt. We're talking about the Great Pyramid of Giza, one of the most iconic structures on the planet.
Yeah, it's shrouded in mystery.
Right. And we've got a source here that throws out some really wild theories, like we're talking secret doors, questions about its true purpose, even some hints of a crazy advanced ancient knowledge.
Yeah, the stuff of legends.
Exactly. So buckle up because we're about to unpack some serious mysteries together. Are you ready to get started?
Absolutely. Let's dive in.
All right, so this source dives right into a fascinating discovery from 1993. A German engineer, Rudolf Gantenbrink, was exploring the Queen's Chamber.
With a robot, right?
Yeah, a robot with a camera, and he unexpectedly found this hidden shaft leading to a limestone door.
A secret door. That's pretty cool right off the bat.
I know, right? But it gets even weirder. This door, it has copper handles.
Copper handles. That's interesting.
Yeah, because apparently metal wasn't really used in the pyramid's construction. It's kind of out of place.
Yeah.
And get this, when Gantenbrink wanted to investigate further, like what's behind the door, his research was totally shut down.
Oh, wow. Like they didn't want him to see what was there.
It makes you wonder, right? Now, I've always heard that the pyramid was built as Pharaoh Khufu's tomb like 4,500 years ago. Is that still what most people think?
Yeah, that's the mainstream theory. But our source brings up some really interesting points that challenge that.
Like what?
Well, for one, they've never found a mummy inside.
Oh, that's true. You'd think if it was Khufu's tomb, his mummy would be there, right?
Yeah.
Front and center.
Exactly. It's kind of strange.
And I remember reading that the only evidence linking Khufu to the pyramid is some graffiti, like painted on the walls.
Yeah.
No elaborate carvings, inscriptions, or anything like that.
Yeah, that's a little odd.
You'd think a pharaoh would want to be remembered in a more grand way, you
Yeah.
know. So what else does this source say?
Well, it goes into the sheer scale of the construction. We're talking 2.3 million limestone blocks.
2.3 million.
2.3 million, some of them weighing up to 80 tons. And they were transported from hundreds of miles away.
I mean, that's just insane to think about.
Yeah, and the precision is mind-boggling. The blocks fit together so tightly, like you can't even slip a razor blade between them. How did they do that with supposedly just copper tools and ropes?
Yeah, especially in, 20 years? It's just, I don't know, it doesn't seem possible.
Right, it's hard to fathom. So it leads you to wonder, did the ancient Egyptians have knowledge and technologies that were way more advanced than we give them credit for?
Okay, that's interesting. So what other clues are there that point to this advanced knowledge?
Well, the pyramid's alignment is a big one.
What do you mean?
So it's almost perfectly aligned with true north, right?
Okay.
But we're talking an accuracy of 99.94%. I mean, even today, achieving that kind of precision would be incredible, let alone thousands of years ago.
Yeah, that's crazy precise. How could they have done that?
Right. And then there's the fact that the pyramid's dimensions incorporate mathematical constants like pi and phi.
Wait, so the Great Pyramid is like a math problem?
Well, yeah, kind of. You see, these constants, like pi and phi, they show up in natural phenomena all over the world. But to find them embedded in the pyramid's proportions, it suggests a pretty deep understanding of mathematics, right? Not exactly what we typically think about when we picture ancient Egypt.
No, not at all. It's like, not only is it this massive structure, but it's also like a mathematical marvel.
Exactly. It's like a giant puzzle.
Yeah.
And we can't forget its location either. It's situated at the geodesic center of Earth's landmass.
What?
The geodesic center. It means it's at the center point of all the land on Earth.
Oh, wow. So did they have like a global understanding of geography back then?
It makes you wonder, right?
It does. And I know this source also mentioned something about astronomical alignments too, right?
Oh, absolutely. The astronomical connections are amazing. For example, the pyramid actually has 8 sides.
Wait, 8 sides? I thought it had 4.
Well, you can only see the 8 sides during the equinoxes.
What does that mean?
So twice a year, when the day and night are equal in length, the way the sun rises and sets casts these shadows that reveal this subtle concavity on each face of the pyramid.
Oh, I see. So it looks like it has 8 sides instead of 4?
Exactly. And it gets even cooler. The pyramid actually functions as a really precise scale model of the Earth's northern hemisphere.
That is so cool. I had no idea.
And of course, there's the famous alignment with Orion's belt.
Yeah, I've heard about that. That's the whole ancient astronauts theory, right?
Well, our source doesn't really go there.
Okay.
But it does point out that 4,500 years ago, the southern shafts of the pyramids pointed directly at Orion's belt. And what's even more interesting is that they found similar alignments at other pyramid sites, like the ones in Mexico.
Wait, so are you saying there could be a connection between the pyramids in Egypt and the pyramids in Mexico?
It's possible, right? Like maybe there was some shared knowledge, some ancient connection between those cultures.
That would be wild.
Yeah, totally. And speaking of alignments, there's this engineer, Joe Parr, who is doing some fascinating research on the pyramids and energy fields.
Energy fields, what do you mean?
So back in the 70s and 80s, Joe Parr was running experiments inside a structure shaped like a pyramid. And he observed some really weird stuff happening, like anomalies that suggested the pyramid was generating or manipulating some kind of energy field.
Like what kind of energy field?
Well, he didn't exactly pinpoint it, but it might have been something like electromagnetic energy or gravitational, something like that. And what's really trippy is that he found these effects were strongest when the Earth, the sun, and guess what? Orion's belt were all in alignment.
Seriously. So you're telling me that the pyramids might be more than just tombs? Like, could they be some kind of ancient power stations or something?
Well, that's what some researchers think. The source we're looking at, it definitely seems to be suggesting that ancient civilizations, including the Egyptians, might have had knowledge and technology that was way more advanced than we currently understand.
It's not that crazy to think about, when you consider places like Göbekli Tepe in Turkey.
Oh yeah, Göbekli Tepe is an amazing example.
Those structures are like 11,500 years old and incredibly sophisticated. It throws a wrench in the traditional timeline of how we think human technology developed.
Totally.
It makes you wonder what else is out there waiting to be discovered. What other secrets are hidden in these ancient structures? So what are your final thoughts on all this?
I mean, wow, right? The Great Pyramid of Giza is just this endless source of wonder and mystery. And maybe with more research, who knows what we might unlock.
Yeah, maybe one day we'll even figure out what's behind that hidden door.
Wouldn't that be incredible?
It would. But until then, I guess we just have to keep exploring and asking questions.
Mm.
Anyway, thanks for coming on this deep dive with me. It's been a wild ride.
My pleasure. Always up for an adventure.
Well, to everyone listening, thanks for joining us. We'll be back soon with another deep dive into something amazing. Until then, keep those minds curious.
See you next time.